What's up, guys? Welcome to another Q&A. You guys were so awesome and asked me so many amazing questions in my Instagram story a few weeks ago. I've been at the beach. I've been super busy, so I haven't gotten around to it. Now I am. So here are a bunch of your questions asked by you, answered by me. So the first question is from AirIJ23, aka my awesome YouTube editor, Ian. And he asked, what's your favorite YouTube video you've ever made? And for me, I think one of the coolest ones we made together was our Under Armour senior game last year for the All-American tournament.
Have fun, celebrate everything, just put on a show. Okay, you guys are here for a reason. You are the best players in the country.
You know, you got to see Corinne, Lauren, and I coaching. You got to see the players go through what it's like to be an All-American. And that game actually kind of brought me to the realization that I love coaching and I kind of wanted to get back into it. So luckily a year later, I met McDonough, and loving it so much. So that game kind of was an inspiration for me to get back into the coaching game. So I have two questions from Grace Lentz. First question is, who's your celebrity crush? I don't really know. I mean, I watch Grey's Anatomy. Jesse Williams is one of them. I like Ryan Reynolds. He played in The Proposal, which is one of my favorite movies. So those are a couple. And then she asked, who inspires you as a player? And for me, it's all about my teammates and my coaches. My teammates, who are some of the best players in the world, inspire me every day when I see them playing wall ball or shooting or going out for a run. That makes me want to do the same thing and be just as good for them. You know, they're the best players in the world, but they're also some of the best people, and they make playing fun, whether I'm with them or not. Rapid fire, Riley Bittinger, were you considering other colleges besides Maryland? Yes, I came down to Maryland, UNC, and Duke, and then automatically Maryland and UNC. You find a lot of Maryland and UNC people have come down between those two schools. There's a lot of people I know have done that. When did you start playing? I was 5. What is the best part of playing pro lacrosse? I think the new rules are super fun. It's a lot faster. The shot clock is insanely fast. You get to play a little bit more. The refs aren't involved as much. And you just kind of get to go out there and run around, which is fun. And then what was the hardest thing for you to master in lacrosse? I mean, I think my left hand, just growing up, like most people, it's tough. And so really had to work at it, still working at it. But that's obviously one of the very common difficult skills in lacrosse. Riley Morgan asked, what are your thoughts on the new mesh pockets for girls? I think they're great for beginners. I think it makes catching a lot easier. And I also think the mesh is giving girls the ability to, you know, play with a little more whip and have a little more pizzazz on their shots. I play with a pretty traditional stringing, so mesh I think was a little bit difficult for me to transition into, so I haven't yet. I still play with the Rail Elite, but a lot of my players, a lot of my teammates are playing with the mesh and seem to love it. So I think it's all just a personal preference. Katie Brodsky 7 asked, what's your favorite thing about coaching? And I think for me, it's that I get to work with a great group of girls. Having worked with a lot of these girls last year and working with them into this year, you know, they love what they do. They love who they do it with, and getting them to work hard is not a challenge. So for me, that makes my job a lot easier, and we get to focus on so many other more important things. But the girls and my coaching staff are just the reason why I love doing it. They make coming to practice every day so much fun. Kind of a funny one. If you could fill a swimming pool with anything besides water, what would you put in it? From Danielle McConnell. I don't know. That's funny. I love marshmallow fluff, so maybe that. Or I don't know. Cherry Coke is like my guilty pleasure, so maybe that. Next question, let's see. Do I have any advice for young beginning lacrosse players? I think for the best advice I can give you is just keep playing, keep trying. I know catching and throwing is sometimes the most frustrating part of it because it's so hard, but once you get that down, you'll understand so many more parts of it. The harder things become so much easier, and it just makes then you'll start to realize how fun it is when you get the absolute basics down. If you had a one-on-one with any of your teammates, who would be the toughest? I've played against a lot of great defenders over the years, but I think Megan Dowdy is probably the toughest to get around. She's so steady, so strong, and then quick and fast too, and she doesn't foul you. So even if you're up against her and you're playing for the foul, you're not gonna get the foul. So MJ, who was a Terp with me, who was one of my roommates in college and is on the US team with me now, is definitely one of the toughest people to ever get past. She's like a brick wall, but a really fast brick wall. And last but not least, the last question, what's your favorite type of dog? I love all dogs. I do not discriminate. I love them all. I see them on the street all the time or in my elevator at my apartment, and I have to pet them. I probably know more dogs in my apartment than I do their owners, and I would probably never recognize the owners and only the dogs. That's how much of an obsession I have with them. So all dogs by far. All right, guys, that's a wrap on another Q&A. You guys were awesome, brought in so many awesome questions. There's no way I could get through them all. But I hope I answered a few of them, and I'll be doing another one very soon. So be on the lookout. Bye.